Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. So, today we are doing the star sign zodiac, all signs readings. Today we're also doing its messages from spirit. I have a horsey because Ava's in the runes is the horse rune and it has to do with spirit. So these are all going to be messages from spirit. There's not room for the horsey, so I'm going to put the horsey over here. You will feel his presence. So I'm going to put the which signs I am doing in the description below, and you can click on the sign that is your sign. So let's get started. See you there. Hello, earth signs. So we are doing the earth signs first. So here we go. I'm just going to put our little ace of pentacles to the side here. I'm going to be using the Willow Runes today, and let's see what message spirit has for you. So we're going to start with Taurus. Hello, Taurus. So what message does spirit have for you today, Taurus? So again, these are general readings, so whenever you find this video, this will be your message from spirit. That one had nothing on it. That's the blank rune. So, okay, Taurus. So your central issue right now is represented by Dagas, which is the rune of breakthrough, the breaking of the day. It looks like there was some big reveal that happened, some big illumination that has happened that you can't deny. It's like suddenly just burst out into everything, and it's filling your entire field of vision, and maybe a little bit overwhelming and maybe a little bit blinding, but it's everything right now. Leading up to this is actually part of your journey. This is Raido, the journey rune. You've proceeded along from this point, like up to this point on your journey. Your journey has taken you to this moment where suddenly everything has burst open. What helps at this point is we have the blank rune. The blank rune is connection to the divine. It's also embracing the unknown. Just the fact that this is something completely new, this is very exciting for you, and this will actually help you in this moment. What won't help is we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest and time. Maybe you had something planned that you were working on that you were hoping to come forward, but I think mostly what I'm going to read this as is time, in terms of how much time has passed, how little time may be left, just your concerns about that might take you out of the moment, because right now the moment is so new for you and it's really exciting, and really what's going to help you the most is embracing the newness of this, and through which you can also embrace your version of the divine. Your divine may vary, and it's really exciting, and that's really what's going to help you just be in the moment of this burst of energy, of illumination, of light. And what this will lead you to is wonderfully, the dawn leads to the sun. Well, the sun causes the dawn, but through the dawn, you now are in connection with the sun, your source energy, Sovilo. So you really, through this, you'll have much greater and much better connection to your source energy. You will be very much more energized. It looks really good, Taurus. So that is your message from spirit. Take care till next time. So the next sign I am reading is for Virgo. Hello, Virgo. So what is the message from spirit for Virgo? Let's see. Okay. So I'm reading the Willow Runes today. Message from spirit. And one more here. Okay. So your central issue right now, Virgo, is basically the journey. You're focused on the journey that you are on. This is your life's journey. It may be a specific endeavor that you're working on, but I'm just basically, this is your focus here right now, is the journey. What led up to this is there's been a lot of, it's like you've been moving through a mist. There's been a lot of just sort of blankety blank unknowns going on around you. It's just been like, been this kind of hazy, it's like you're not, it's sort of like this time of like nothing, sort of like lost time. And here you are now, you've resumed your journey, so you're really focused on it. What helps at this point is we have Pertho. Pertho is the rune of the lot box, and also fate, surprises, but these are surprises that were already there. So what's going to help you on this journey is, it's like maybe while you were passing through this no time path, you sort of, before that, or maybe within it, you sort of packed boxes for yourself to open once you got through it, and now you're opening these boxes and getting to see what's inside that are helping you. That's weird, but anyway, here we go. This is on we go with that. Sort of things like these are things that were always there, but are now getting unpacked and that are really, really helping you at this point. So there are going to be surprises, there are going to be reveals that are going to help you on your journey now that you've resumed your journey outside of the hazy time. What doesn't help is Isa. Isa is the rune of ice and stand still. So this is not the time to be still. This is not the time to get stuck and to get bogged down. You do want to resume your journey at this point. At the same time, you're sort of worried about all this time where you felt stuck, where you felt like you weren't moving. And this is going to be worrying about that, and worrying about maybe that you're going to get stuck again might actually drag you down at this point. So if that starts to be the case, just bring yourself back to opening the secret magic boxes that you had packed beforehand, or that are just being revealed to you as you move forward through your journey, because these are exciting. New things are good. When you've been stuck in a stage where it's like nothing new is happening and it just feels like a big blank, all the new things are really, really good. It's like, oh, embrace that. It's really, really nice. And what this will lead you to is Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. Has to do with an exchange, also agreements, decisions, goals. And you will find that you will be able to actually make plans again. You'll actually be able to make these decisions and make these plans. And maybe even, have one-on-one relationships with people, which is great. But also, getting to this point after you've resumed the journey will actually also very much be the reaching of a goal that you had. So that's exciting. And that is your message, Virgo, from Spirit. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Okay, now the next sign I am reading is Capricorn. So let's see what messages Spirit has for Capricorn today. Hello, Capricorn. So let's see. I'm using the Willow Runes. Again, this is a general reading for whenever you find this video. And this is a message from Spirit for you, Capricorn, for whenever you find this video. Okay, so your central issue is Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box and also of fate and surprises. Reversed on the path line, it would seem to, I'm going to read this two ways. One, you may be dealing with unpleasant surprises, and these would be things that were already there, like these were things that were known about, or not known about. These were things that were not known about, but that were already there and now are being revealed, and maybe aren't as good as you would like them to be. Like, oh my gosh, this has stopped me in my tracks. This isn't a very pleasant thing, but now I have to deal with it. As well, I'm going to read this as things about yourself that are being revealed. Not necessarily negative, just like you're finding out about yourself some things right now. What led up to this is we have Laguz reversed. Laguz is the rune of the lake, and it has to do with all the watery stuff like emotion, intuition, and heart. And it is reversed. So maybe you've been going through some negative emotions. Maybe you've been getting in touch with your inner heart, like your deepest heart. Either way, this has led you to this moment where something maybe negative has surprised you, and also where you're finding out things about yourself that you maybe didn't know before, but that were already always there. So what helps at this point is patience and slow growth. So we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. Has to do with patience, has to do with slow growth. Just like to be patient with this, because this is something, you do have to stop and you do have to deal with it. And you're going to be growing through this as you find out more things about yourself, as well as just being patient with the situation as you sort it out. What doesn't help is this was a surprise. So we have Dagaz, the breakthrough of the day. It sort of has overwhelmed your vision at the moment. It's like this big blaze of this surprise is just, you can let this surprise overwhelm you if you let it. you don't have to let it. You can just basically, if you start to feel like, oh my gosh, this wasn't a part of my life before and now it is, and it's just like everything and it's driving me crazy. You can let that drive you crazy, or you can just bring yourself back into, you know what, I'm just going to take this one step at a time and we're going to get through this. And what this will lead you to is Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. It has to do with an exchange, sometimes with decisions and agreements, but I think at this point, this is the goal. You've reached, you get through this. You will get through this, basically. Whatever this is that you have now been dealing with, you will reach a point where not long from now, you will be saying, okay, I got through this. This was something that clearly I needed to do, and now I have done it, and I'm done, and I can move on. So that is your message, Capricorn, from Spirit. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, air signs. So here we are, air signs. We have our citrine and we have our athame. So I'm going to move that over so it's here while I do the air signs. And we are going to start doing the air signs with Aquarius. So let's see what message from Spirit we have for Aquarius. So I'm just going to lay down some Willow Runes and we're going to see what your message from Spirit is. Okay, so your central issue, Aquarius, is represented here by Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse and it has to do with motion, movement, and also spirit. So you are actually really here about message from Spirit, and this is a message about Spirit. Message from Spirit about Spirit. And also movement. You're just, you're really focusing on getting moving with things as well, but, also letting Spirit carry you and focusing on that. What led up to this is part of your life journey. We have the journey rune, Raido, and you've been going along this journey of you actually reached this point where you feel now is the time to focus on Spirit. What helps is, and this is going to seem a bit contradictory because Avaz is about, Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse. I am so sorry. Avaz is the rune of the yew tree and it is not present. So in this reading, Avaz, the rune of Spirit, which is what you're focused on at this point. What helps you the most with Avaz is Isa. Isa is the rune of ice. Ice is the rune of standstill, but also clarity. You want to be still at this point. You want to give yourself time to be still. You want to give yourself time for that clarity to come in. And that's what's going to open things up for you to connect with Spirit. What doesn't help is we have Lagos. Lagos is the rune of the lake, so it's all the emotional, watery stuff, like emotion, intuition, heart. And in the lower line, you're going to be worried. First of all, you're going to have like a lot of emotion. You're going to be feeling a lot of, and it's just going to be under the surface. You're not going to know what to do with it so much, and it's going to be like just bubbling there, and you're going to be like, this is dragging me down. I want to focus and get clarity and on Spirit, and my heart is kind of like so this could drag you down. Try not to worry about it. Integrate the heart. The heart is your center. It's fine. The emotions might be a little overwhelming, but bring yourself back to stillness, because everything will get sorted out if you can just be still with it. And that will actually help you connect with Spirit. What this will lead you to is we have Sovilos. Sovilos is the rune of the sun. It's your connection to your source energy. And so this is definitely a worthy thing to do. You're going to connect to source energy anyway, but you want to have this step where you're focusing on Spirit, which you're doing now. And the more still and the more still you can be and the more clarity you can draw through, the better this is going to be. And you're going to be very much more energized. You're going to have a lot of source energy. You're going to be very nourished and feeling very good going into your next steps. So that is your message from Spirit, Aquarius. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. So the next sign I am reading, the next air sign, is Gemini. So Gemini, I'm going to throw down some Willow Runes to get you your message from Spirit. So let's see what message Spirit has for you. Doody-doody-doo. Okay, so your central issue, Gemini, is you're sort of in a you're on new ground right now. We have the blank rune, relatively new addition to the Futhark. Not part of the original Futhark, but it's useful. So basically, you're on new ground. This is an opportunity to connect with the divine if you want. However, you're on new ground. You may even feel like you're in a bit of a fog. What led up to this is, up until this point, we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is it's Frey's rune. Frey's another name for, well, Ing's another word for Frey. And it has to do with, he's the fertility god. It has to do with active creation. So you've been really working on, like making your reality around you. You're sort of making your life, and you get to this point where everything's just suddenly like really hazy, and sort of you don't really know what your next. You can't really see your next steps. So what's going to help you with that is we have Dagas. Dagas is the rune of the breaking of the day, the dawn. So what you're going to be sort of tapping into is, just opening up to illumination, which is going to be happening. It's there. You always know where the light is. Even if you don't think you know where the light is, sit for a second. You'll be able to find the light. Your light may vary. What doesn't help is Isa. Isa is the rune of ice and standstill and things frozen. Also clarity, but it is on the lower line. So I'm just basically seeing this as, don't give up. Don't stop moving. I know it's hard to keep moving when you can't see where you're going, but stopping is the worst thing you can do. Keep moving and look for the light, basically, is what the runes are advising. You will find the light. The light will burst into being and guide you. And what this will lead you to, very excitingly, we have Berkana. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree, also birth and beginnings. And yin identity, actually, which is kind of interesting. So what you're going to see is, once you come through this hazy part, having connected with the light, you're going to be new. You're going to be a new you, a much more sort of open you, more yin-based you, where you're more accepting rather than taking. These are actually opposites, so this is kind of neat. You started out very, very yang, very much driving forward and creating everything around you, and this period of time right now, Spirit wants you to know, is helping you become a little more yin and to begin to be a lot more yin about your life, letting things grow organically, letting things come in organically, and this is a new beginning for you. So that is your message from Spirit, Gemini. Take care till next time. So the next air sign I am reading is for Libra. Hello, Libra. So I'm going to throw down some runes to give you your message from Spirit, Libra. Interesting. I am mixing these around. I'm seeing a lot of repeats, which is neat, of the runes. Of course, there's only 24. So you're going to see the same runes, but it's funny when we see them like consecutively. Okay. Libra, your central issue is you are focused very much on energy, your source energy. You want to actually, maybe you don't feel that you have the energy that you would like to have. Your question basically at this point, Spirit is saying your message is basically about energy and how to tap into it, because this is your main question lately. Leading up to this, we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god, and this has to do with really being very much on top of very yang creation of your life and the things in it. And so just really being very, just fiercely controlling about your surroundings and your life. And it's gotten to the point where you are sort of questioning, do I have the energy for this? Do I have the energy to keep up with this? What the runes say will help is we have Lagos reversed. Lagos is the rune of the lake, and it has to do with all the watery things like emotion and intuition and heart. It is reversed, but it is on the helping line. So what this is basically saying is, first of all, get in touch with your deepest heart. Like tap in, like turn inward and get in touch with your inner heart. Secondly, this is kind of interesting. A couple things about there are going to be some negative emotions that you're going to have to deal with. What this is saying is let them flow. Let them flow through. One of the really good advice that I heard recently was when you feel a negative emotion, like if you're angry, instead of saying I am angry, say I feel angry, and then say I notice that I feel angry. this will separate you from identifying with the emotion and allow it to flow through as the weather that it is. So that's the sort of thing that Spirit is saying through the runes at this point, is what will help you here as you're seeking your access to your source energy, which is so below the sun, is become aware of your negative emotional flow and let it flow. But also, once again, get in touch with your deepest heart, because that's going to guide you towards where your energy is going to be able to be. But you do have to make sure this is getting unclogged. Unclutter your negative energy, unclutter your emotions anyway. Let your emotions flow as the weather that it is. What doesn't help is we have Isa. Isa's the rune of standstill and things frozen. Also clarity, but it is on the lower line, so mostly just sort of don't freeze at this point. I mean, obviously you're seeking the sun. You're worried about freezing. You don't want to be frozen. You don't want to get stuck where you are. You actually want to move forward. And the way forward is to let things flow through and to get uncluttered in that way so that the source energy can flow through. Your next step after that is you're going to become, through this process, very aware of your needs. We have Nauthiz. This is the rune of need. You're going to know exactly what needs to be tended. And so once you see this as clearly as you will see it after you get uncluttered, is tend these needs. See what needs need to be tended and just basically tend them. This isn't going to be the same as extreme controlling. This is going to be like, okay, I know this, and this need to be tended right now. And this is, the triage, the priority. And you'll be able to do that a lot clearer now that you've decluttered. And that, Libras, is your message from Spirit. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, fire signs. So we have our wand, we have our carnelian. Let's get our wand over here and let's do the fire sign readings. So, first fire sign we are reading is Aries. Aries. I'm going to throw down some runes for Aries. And we are going to see what the message is from Spirit for Aries. I started building that a little bit low. We're going to move that up a little bit. Okay, Aries. So your central issue, Aries, is represented by Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest, also of time. So you're sort of concerned with what you're bringing through into the world, but also with how much time you may have left to do it and how much time there may have been that has already passed. So that's your current central issue. What led up to this is you've felt like you haven't been able to move for a while now. Like leading up to this, you feel like you're just kicking your feet in the air. This is Avaz, it's the rune of the horse, also with spirit, so you may be sort of dampened spirits lately, but you really feel like you haven't been moving. Maybe you've been moving a lot inwardly, spiritually, but you haven't been able to do much in the walking around world. You just feel like you've been kicking your feet. So you're really focusing on now is like, I need to be bringing things through. I need to be, focusing. I need to be in time again. What will help with this is embracing your journey. You've been on this journey all this time, and even if you haven't been moving, you've still been on it. But bring yourself back in connection with your journey and connect with that. And that's what's going to, pick up and just start your journey. Start journeying. Rido means riding, and it's not like you're going to be on this journey without yourself. Riding is a directed journey. So you're actually riding spirit because the horse that you're riding. So let your journey carry you, and that will help. Be on your journey. Start directing your journey again. What doesn't help is we have Nauthiz reversed. Nauthiz is the rune of need. Reversed, it has to do with very, very much worried about the needs that you have and constraints that you have. So you may feel tied up of, I can't start my journey right now because I still have all these things that I need to do. You will always have things you need to do. See which ones you can do while you're on your journey and do them while you're on your journey. It doesn't mean you have to stop to do these things. Don't let these stop you. So if that starts to drag you down, get back on that journey. Get back on that horsey. And what this will lead you to is you'll be back among the rest of humanity. We have Manaz. Manaz is the rune of humanity and your place in it, facing each other with joy. You're going to be back out there. You're going to feel like you're in your right place as far as where you feel right, your place in the world kind of thing. And this is really good, so you feel like you haven't been moving, pick up that journey. You'll get back into where you feel like you're in the right place. And that is your message from Spirit, Aries. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. So the next sign I am reading of the fire signs is Leo. Hello, Leo. What message does Spirit have for you, Leo? Let's see. Ooh, that's the first time I've seen Thurizaz this session. That's interesting. Okay, so Leo, your central issue really is focusing on home. We have Othala. Othala is the homeland rune. I'm mushing my ivy all around, my plastic ivy. So home really is your focus right now. You're really your central issue really is about that. This is Othala. It's the rune of the home and the homeland. You're just feeling like home. Maybe you feel stuck at home. Maybe you feel like the needs of home are keeping you from what you want to do. Maybe you feel burdened. But maybe you just want to find home. Maybe you're just sort of like, I want a real home. I want home around me that is going to be feeling like home. Whatever it is, what led up to this is we have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of birth. It's the rune of beginnings. It is reversed and it's on the past line. So it looks like I'm going to read this a couple ways. For some of you, it's going to be maybe you had started something and it had to be stopped. You had to stop a new beginning and here you are stuck at home. Now, certainly the time in which I'm reading this is... There's still a lot of lockdown going on because of the pandemic that we've gone through. It may be anything. It could be anything that you maybe started and now you feel like you had to stop it. At the same time, there's inner beginnings that you've started. There's like you've started something inwardly that has led you to this question about home. What will help you in this is represented by Thurizaz. Thurizaz is the rune of challenge. It's the thorn, it's the gateway, it's the giant, but it's a challenge that you need to face. And it's upright, so the door is open. It's more of a psychological challenge than it is a really difficult challenge. This challenge is open to you. You just have to step through. So embrace this challenge. This is your challenge. It's nobody else's, and you can step through it. So be heartened by that. What doesn't help is we have Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse. Has to do with spirit, but also motion. You're going to be wanting to skirt around this. You're going to be like, there's so many other things. You're just going to be running around. You're letting things distract you from the challenge that you need to face. And this is really all you have on your to-do list. There's just nothing else. This is your challenge, and everything else is side quests. And if you're gonna, a couple side quests are fun. Goodness knows I love a good fishing quest, but or here collect flowers. But you don't want to be doing like the whole side quests the whole time. This is your main story quest. So face it. This is this is going to drag you down. This is going to delay you. Get yourself back up on your main story quest because there's better rewards. Get in there. Face that challenge. And what this will lead you to is you will finally be able to close a chapter of your life that had been just going on and on and on, and probably without which closing you weren't able to really fully start the thing that you wanted to start. So you need to just get some closure, and getting through this challenge is going to get you that closure. We have Rai, though. It's reversed. It's on the path line. So it's the ending of a journey. There's going to be lots of journeys. There's going to be lots of journeys after that. I'm so grammatically interesting. So get through this. You will be able to put closure to this chapter of your life. And that is your message from Spirit, Leo. Take care till next time. Can you hear those people outside? They're making a racket in the hallway. Just in time for the next sign I'm about to do. The next sign I am giving you a reading from Spirit is Sagittarius. Hello, Sagittarius. Let's see what there is. Message from Spirit for Sagittarius. Let's see what we've got. Okay, Sagittarius. Well, our central issue here is challenge. We have, oh my gosh, listen to those people in the hallway. Okay, sorry, Sagittarius. They will be gone soon. So our central issue is challenge. We have Thurizaz, the rune of challenge. It has to do with, it's the thorn, it's the giant, it's the gateway. It is upright, so it's an open challenge. The door is open. It's not blocking you. It's wide open, and I think so the challenge in this is more psychological, and it's like, get the bravery up to get through it. Leading up to this, we have the blank rune. The blank rune is, you've been through some sort of blank time. Things just you haven't been really motivated. You haven't really been. You've just been, and that's valid. But you need to move forward. And right now, you're sort of like, okay, I got to get through this. I've just got to brave up and get through this. And what's going to help you is we have Ansuz. Ansuz is the rune of communication and manifestation. You communicate. Honestly, express, and that's going to help you a lot. Whether it's purging what's cluttered up in your need to expression, or whether it's reaching out and communicating with people who have similar spirit to you. Either way, just open up. Just get out there. Express. This is going to help you get through. What won't help is we have Laguz, and Laguz is the rune of lake, and it has to do with emotion, intuition, and heart. You're going to be emotional. You're dealing with a big emotion, Sag, and this is the thing about Sagittarius, and I am one, so I know. You got a big heart, and sometimes that is overwhelming, and it's going to be difficult. This is going to drag you down at this point, because you're going to be like, this is so big. I don't know if I can get through this. And you can talk yourself through it, says Ansuz. Ansuz is rune of communication, the mouth, the god. And honestly, talk yourself through it. This isn't even reversed, so it's not internal. This is like, talk yourself through it. Even if you're talking to yourself out loud, even if you call somebody and go, this is really hard, but do whatever you need to do to get through this doorway, because on the other side, you will be much more independent. You will be much more able to stand on your own. You'll be much more able to support yourself. We have Algiz reversed. Algiz is the moose, it's the elk, and it has to do with protection and support. It is reversed, and it's on the path line, and it really has to do with being able to stand on your own. So you get through this, and this is going to do wonders for your self-esteem. This is going to do absolute wonders for your being able to support yourself. And this is your message from Spirit, Sagittarius. I will see you again next time. Bye. Hello, water signs. So, hello. We're going to start doing the water sign readings. I have the Ace of Cups and the Lapis Lazuli. For the water signs, I'm going to put that right there. Let's get started. I'm going to throw down some runes, which is going to be your message from Spirit for Pisces. I started before I said what sign I was reading. But if you came here from the timestamp, then that won't matter. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, here's your message from Spirit. So your central issue here has to do with home. We have Othala, which is the rune of the home and the homeland. Whether this is basically concerns about your home or seeking home. Some of you may be seeking home. Some of you may be concerned about your home situation. This doesn't necessarily mean brick and mortar home. This is your sense of home around you, your comfort zone. So this is basically a central issue. What led up to this is we have Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse. It has to do with spirit and also movement. So you've been actually doing a lot of running around, and you're I think this is basically saying you want to settle. You've done a lot of running around. You're running around, following the spirit, letting the spirit carry you, but you're like, I've been running around for a while and I want home now. So you may be concerned about the home, but you may also be seeking it. What will help you at this point is we have Nauthiz. Nauthiz is the rune of need. It is reversed and it's on the upper line. So it's saying what will help you the most is really being honest with yourself about what you need. Running around is great. It's fun, but it's exhausting. So I don't blame you for wanting home. Basically, be honest with yourself about what you need, and then tend what you need, what you've been honest about yourself that you need to tend, because that's going to help you settle. That's going to help you have home around you and be comforted by it. Tend those needs and be honest about it. What doesn't help is doing nothing. We have Isa, the rune of ice, has to do with standstill, has to do with being frozen, has to do with sometimes clarity, but it is on the lower line. Usually clarity doesn't come into it. Or maybe you're afraid of the clarity that would come if you actually let yourself rest for a second and realize what you need. But so don't not do anything. Don't get stuck with the ways that you are, and don't be worried about being stuck, because that might be another fear. Like if you're busy running around and telling yourself you're happy, if you suddenly say, okay, well, I want to settle, I want to have home and comfort, part of you is going to go no, because then you'll be stuck, you'll be frozen, and you won't be able to move anymore, and it'll be terrible. It'll be the winter. It's like, okay, well, here's the thing. Whether or not, whatever you do, you are going to have needs, and right now you seem to be ignoring some needs. Be honest with yourself about what you need, and then this worry will go away, because comfort is really important to you, as well as, following the spirit and letting that carry you around. Running around is fun, but have that base. It's important, and that will help you. And what this will lead to is a much more better constructed life around you. You'll feel much more in control of what life you are living. This is Ingvaz. Ing is the rune of, Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god, and this has to do with active creation. So once you are honest with yourself and your whole self is on board with creating your life, this is going to be much more of an actively created thing, and it's going to be much better for you. So that is your message from Spirit, Pisces. Take care till next time. The next sign I am reading for the water signs for messages from Spirit is the Cancer sign. Cancer the crab. So let's see. It's the first time I've seen Uruz this session. Let's see what message Spirit has for you, Cancer. Okay. So our central issue here, Cancer, is Uruz. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. It has to do with strength and health, groundedness, all that good stuff. That's basically your question at this point. Your central focus is, do I have the strength? You do inherently. This is what the rune is saying, but just sort of like you're questioning it. You're sort of, you're worried about your strength. You're worried about your health. Leading up to this, there's been a freeze. There's been this is Isa. It's the rune of ice. Hey, just like the card. Things have just been frozen lately. Things have just been there's been great clarity, which has been, I guess, the upside of it. But things have just been, they felt like things aren't moving. Things are just frozen and stuck, and it's like winter. And you're sort of like, you want some stability, you want some strength and some health. What's going to help you with this is we have Ansus. Ansus is the rune of communication. Communicate with people. Just open up. Communicate. You don't have to keep this to yourself. Communicate, manifest, by communicating, but just basically open up and talk to people. What doesn't help is we have Othala. Othala is the rune of the homeland and home. In the lower line, it really is going to have to do with clinging to things that no longer serve you. Basically being very, this is a grounded rune, but you're really worried about your home. Home, it can really drag you down because you're really worried about it. But what's going to help is open up, communicate with people, and that's how you're going to get over this and really connect with your strength that you do inherently have. And what this will allow you to do is, once you've opened up and once you've communicated with people, this is going to help purge all the stuff that's pent up, and you're going to be much more in touch with your heart. This is Laguz, the rune of emotion, intuition, and heart. It's the lake, so it's all the watery stuff. And this is really going to get you back in your element of being connected with heart. After all of this, hey, water, so all the good stuff. So definitely Cancer the crab, back in your element. But you have to get through this. Just communicate. Try not to let worries about home get you down. You are inherently strong and you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay. Connect with heart. It's the best thing. So that is your message from Spirit, Cancer people. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. So the next sign I am going to be reading is the Scorpio people. So let's see what message from Spirit there is for Scorpio. What message does Spirit have for Scorpio? Ooh. Okay. Just throwing down some Willow Runes about the message from Spirit for Scorpio. So your central issue is represented here by the blank rune. So you're on new ground right now. Maybe, you know, it's trackless, so you don't really have much of a path as far as you're not sure where to go. You can't really see because you've never been here before. You don't know how to go here. So what led up to this is your fruits of your labors have come into being, which is great. You've been able to see that. You've done your harvest, and it's like you're done. And now you're like, now what? You know, now what am I doing? As well, this is about time. Leading up, there's been this big concern about, okay, well, how much time has passed? How much time do I have left? But you're basically like, where am I? What am I going to do now? I've done this thing, so now what's next? What will help you, and this is going to seem a little counterintuitive to you, but it's even in the card, which is cool. We have Isa, the rune of ice. Spend some time in stillness. Spend some time opening up to the clarity that comes from being still, and that's really going to help you find your path in this new ground. What isn't going to help is basically the opposite of stillness. We have Ansu's, the rune of communication and manifestation and mouth. It's just, you know, it's kind of like the runes are saying, shut up, shut up and be still and let the clarity come through. Because if you're just nervous talking, it's not going to come through. You're not going to get your way through. You're just going to be sitting there nervous talking. And that's going to block any clarity that's going to come through from being still. So take a deep breath, see if you can be still for a minute, and see what clarity comes through. And what this will lead to is much better feelings of support and protection. We have Algi's, the rune of the elk, otherwise known as a moose. It has to do with support and protection, and it is upright. So not only are you going to feel much more supported and protected once you get past this moment, once you've done the clarity thing, but it's going to be an outward thing. It's not even going to be like, it's not just going to be like spirit guides and your own inward ability to support yourself, which you inherently have anyway. But this really is saying that once you get through this, you're going to find around you a much better supportive system than you thought you had. You probably already have it, but you're going to be more aware of it once you come through this step. And that is your message from Spirit, Scorpio people. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Oh my gosh, what do we have here? We have a snakey. Why do we have a snake? Because there is another sign that doesn't normally get read. It doesn't normally even get acknowledged by a lot of people who do Zodiac, but it is a sign now that the sun passes through his foot. We pass through the foot of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. So I know you Ophiuchuses out there know who you are, and you're like, oh my gosh, somebody's reading Ophiuchus. So what message does Spirit have for Ophiuchus today? Let's see. So I'm throwing down some Willow Runes to see what message there is for Ophiuchus from Spirit. Okay. So Ophiuchus people, your central issue is we have Manas reversed. Manas is the rune of humanity and your place in it, and it's reversed. So you're sort of feeling like, I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, you're feeling like you're wondering if you belong. You're wondering about a sense of belonging. You're sort of looking at other people and you're feeling like, you know, I'm not really feeling like I can face other people with joy right now. And at the same time, you're also seeking, you know, your own drummer, your own path. What led up to this is, first of all, you've been doing some deep spiritual pursuit. This is Avaz, it's the rune of the horse. It is reversed and it's on the path line. So you've turned your spiritual path inward for the past little while. At the same time, you haven't been moving around much. The horse has to do with movement, but also spirit. Spirit is you've turned it inward. You've been really focusing inward on spiritual. Your spirit may vary as far as what you see as spiritual, but you've been really focused inwardly on this path. But also, you haven't been doing much moving around lately. You've been sort of kicking your feet in the air. You maybe even haven't been moving as much as you would like to have been moving around. So this has led you to this point where you're like, I'm not sure about my place among people. I'm not sure about that. I just kind of feeling like, What will help here is opening up to the divine. We have the blank rune. It's on the upper line. So you're opening up to the unknown, but also your divine may vary. You're opening up to the divine and sort of letting this inform you. I mean, you've done a lot of spiritual work up to this point, so this is going to be not super, super hard to do, but it's going to be something that's going to be hard to remember to do because you're so, clenched up and worried about your place in your right place where you will feel like you're part of the world. What won't help is we have Vunyo. Vunyo is the rune of joy, and you're worried about it. You're worried about your happiness. You're worried about, can I be happy? Should I be happy? Do I deserve to be happy? And you're even to the point where sometimes when you are happy, sometimes you feel like, uh-oh, if I'm happy, things are going to go wrong, which is the number one reason that people fear happiness. So, because people don't trust it. But try not to let that drag you down. We're all going through it, and it's been not an easy time. So bring yourself back up to sort of just focusing on opening up to the unknown and opening up to what is going to happen, not ascribing, any sort of, not putting judgment to it, just sort of like what is, and opening up to what is, and opening to what comes through, and opening up to your version of the divine, whatever that may be. And what this will all lead you to is a better sense of home. We have Othala upright, so that might even be a physical home that you're going to be finding yourself gravitating towards. But just your general sense of home around you, your comfort zone, you're going to be much more comfortable after this sort of dark night of the soul, and that's good. You're going to be much more grounded. You're going to feel much more like you're in your right place, even if that right place doesn't really involve other people just yet. And that's fine. And that is your message from Spirit, Ophiuchus. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.